What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for the day. We do have the first game of the NFL season. Very, very exciting times, guys. We have Thursday night football between the Cowboys and the Eagles, which is going to be a great game, hopefully a great game. I think the Eagles are eventually going to be able to take this game, and I think, honestly, the Eagles will probably win by like 14 to 17 points, something in that sort of range there, just because they're much better than the Cowboys at this point. But at the end of the day, we have a big weekend of football ahead of us. You know, as I always talk about, Thursday is really the start of the weekend for us, and I'm going to be spamming entries, absolutely spamming entries. I mean, this is really go time for us. So do whatever you got to do to reload, whatever you have to do to, get money into your account. And, I will also say, if you are like if you have like $200 in your account, $300, $100, whatever it is, only bet a couple of dollars an entry, because you need to be able to play all of the entries I take. If you only have $100 in your account, which is fine, that's a great starting point, whatever it is, you can actually bet $1 entries, $2 entries, something like that. And even though that sounds low, it's a lot better than playing like $10 an entry. And then all of a sudden, we could miss 10 entries in a row or something like that. And then you don't have any money left, and then you have to restart. So, be consistent with it. We win long-term on this channel, guys. I have a lot of proof to back that up. And you'll see yesterday, we do have some opposite correlation. It was mainly because of this League of Legends game. Over here with the Austin Eckler line, guys, I did take Clear Raptor Vikla to go under. This line bumped to 25 at the end of the day, so it bumped down one kill, which is decently big. And what ended up happening is this game ends up going 2-1. So I did predict, and I did say yesterday, that this game was likely to go 1-2. So I thought that this team right here, this BFX team, would only win one game. Now, that's not only my prediction. If you looked on Bovada, if you looked on Pinnacle, if you looked on ThunderBet, all of these different websites, apps, sports books that set odds for these different esports games, they all predicted that, and it's just a fact of the matter, that DK is a better team. They were the better team, and they should have won 2 out of 3 of the games at least. But BFX had good games, I guess, and they did win 2 out of 3 of those games instead, and they come across with 2 wins. And as I said yesterday, the team that wins in League of Legends gets more statistics. The team that loses in League of Legends gets less statistics. So, if it would have happened where this team goes 0-3, for example, and they lose all 3 games, then I can almost guarantee you that these guys would have got like half their kill total. This guy would have got half of his assist total and stuff like that. But obviously that did not happen. These guys do go 2-1 here. So, again, unfortunate, but it's very correlated, Like, at the end of the day, this is what we're looking for, and I know it's kind of a tough pill to swallow when we do have this setup. This is actually a setup we got later in the day, so I didn't actually show this in yesterday's video, but we got this set up with Valorant, which is really nice. We got an 8.5x payout for it, potentially, and we took the overs in Valorant. That ended up cashing together, and then we took the unders in League of Legends, and like I said, because they won 2 games, these guys go way over their kill totals, like not even close to under their kill totals, because they ended up winning the games that I thought that they were going to lose. So these guys go way over. And Counter-Strike, also very correlated together, and something that we bet on quite a lot. We took the overs, and these guys go way under their lines here just because it was a very short game. So that's how Counter-Strike works sometimes. And again, if you're like, well, we went red, and whatever it is here, you'll see that we actually have some setups on Counter-Strike where we take the overs, and these guys actually cash together because these were longer games. So we have setups for tonight. We have this. We have Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown to go under. We have Ashton Genty, Geno Smith to go under, and then we have T-Law and Bryce Young kind of dueling it out on that line there. So any one of these, so this would be like a 9, like going up like 9 units if this hits. Same thing with here, and then this one I think would be like 5 units or 4 units going up because this line did push here. So yeah, you'll definitely see that. And this was yesterday's thing. But what I do want to show you guys before I get into the pick is, like, here is a video pretty much a year ago today, right? So this is actually September 6th, which is really funny. So it's September 4th now. So this was like, right smack pretty much a year ago today. And I do want to show you guys, like, nothing has changed, which is really funny, and it's honestly a good thing because you guys will know that we are very profitable on this channel, and it's because we do a very consistent strategy called correlation. But if you look at what we did a year ago today, so this was week 1, Thursday night football. I'm actually giving out picks for Friday, so this is the night of Thursday night football. This was the day after the season started, so it looks like we got some nice hits going on Thursday night football, right? Mahomes, Rashee Rice to go over. What a good combo that would have been. Of course, Rashee Rice gets injured, sadly. But we took their overs, they go over together. We took Counter-Strike unders, the Counter-Strike unders hit together. Over here, we took college football over together. We took Patrick Mahomes and Rashee Rice to go over together, and this also hits for us there. And you guys can actually see some two-mans that we took in Counter-Strike, which, we'll do sometimes. And then actually, if you go deeper into the video, you'll see this is the graph that I actually always show. At this point in time in the year, in September, we're up close to 300 units, okay? And then if you look now at this point in time of the year, we're actually up 216, right around 216, 210, 220. It always fluctuates around, of course, units at this point in the year. And then we ended up finishing off the season up 600 units, all right? So this number over the course of the year, went up like 300, 400 units, and eventually hit 600 units at that point in time, right? So these football seasons are massive for us, right? Even though we're a little bit behind track since last year, because at this point last year, we're up 293 units. At this point in time, we're up just a little more than 200 units, guys. We're still in really good shape. In any season we go up, any year that we go up 400, 500 units, that's obviously going to be insane and amazing right there, right? How can you complain about going up 400, 500 units? That's going to be really, really nice for us to see. And, there's people out there that a great month for them, a great year for them would be going up like 50, 60 units, right? So we have a different kind of, level of thinking here and a different kind of expectation of winning here on this channel. You guys will see over the summer, we have gone up just about 90 units. Again, this is always fluctuating up and down. You guys probably saw this over 90 yesterday. Now it's just a little bit below 90. If we would have cashed this setup, we would have been probably right around above 100 or something like that. And then if any of these do hit, then we would jump up, obviously, because of these 4-mans hitting. So 4-mans, there's going to be a lot of 4-mans coming up. September so far, we're 4 days in. We've already hit some 4-mans, which is nice to see. I think some here you guys have seen some of these 4-mans we've already hit going into last college football weekend, and looking to do the exact same thing. I think we have already hit as many 4-mans as we hit in August, just to show you guys how bad August was and how unlucky we got in August, guys. You guys see this big sort of downtrend here was because of August. In August, we got very, very unlucky, but not to say that has not happened before. You actually see last year we had a little bit of a downturn as well, and I think this was in like December or something like that. Had a little bit of a downturn right before playoffs, and then playoffs kick off, and we have a massive correction and start rising back up around that playoff time, right? So with that being said, guys, ups and downs happened in this game. August, as I've said, was not very good. It was actually our second losing month ever over, 16, 17 months. And, this season is going to be really massive for us. We went up close to 300 units last year in college football and close to 200 units in the NFL. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get into the picks for the day. We do have this Dak Prescott discount. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about Sam Darnold, why I like him. I'm going to actually dive into just straight up on the PrizePicks and show you guys why I like this entry. So we're taking Dak Prescott over, and then we're going to go over to Sam Darnold and also take him where he is down here. So he's playing on Sunday. There he is. This line, guys, makes no sense to me. So actually a subscriber of mine pointed this out to me. So I really thank you for pointing the Sam Darnold line out to me. But the more I think about it, it just makes absolutely no sense why his line is just a little bit above 200. If you have any reason of why his line is just a little bit above 200, while every other quarterback in the NFL is like in the mid 200s, please let me know. I have no idea why this line is so low here. You look at players like, you look at players like Michael Penix, right? His line is 235. You look at players like Geno Smith, his line is 230. Why is Sam Darnold's line only 205? It makes no sense. Drake May's line, 218. Why is his line 218 when Sam Darnold's line is 204? This might be, this is obviously arguable, but at this very moment in time, I would honestly take Sam Darnold and the Seahawks offense over Drake May and the Patriots offense. I mean, am I crazy to say that? I just think that's a straight up like good deal right there. I'm not saying in the future I would obviously take Drake May as a future of an organization, but right in this moment in time in week 1, I'd probably take Sam Darnold, okay? If you look, what was crazy to me is if you look at Daniel Jones, wherever Daniel Jones is, if maybe he's off the board or something like that, but if I can find him. There he is. Daniel Jones at 200 yards. Why is Sam Darnold 4 yards higher than Daniel Jones? We're talking about Daniel Jones, and not only that, The Colts, who Daniel Jones is on the Colts, they should be a run-first team. They have Jonathan Taylor. They have a really good rushing O-line, run-blocking O-line. Daniel Jones is not going to throw very much, and he's also Daniel Jones, all right? Like, we have Sam Darnold now. If you look at Jalen Hurts also, who's playing tonight, Jalen Hurts' line right now is 212. Jalen Hurts, first of all, has a running capability, so 40, 50 of his yards are probably going to be on the ground. And then 2, they have Saquon Barkley, who's the best running back in the NFL, so they're going to run quite a lot. And also, they're going to be winning this game, so they're going to pass the ball. They're going to pass the ball a lot less than Sam Darnold is, probably losing this game as the Seahawks. So that's 3 things right there. Like, Sam Darnold is going to pass the ball more. He has less of a running threat and less of a running capability than Jalen Hurts. And also, they have worse running backs on the Seahawks than a team like the Eagles, okay? If you also go to like pass attempts, that's rush attempts. But if we go to pass attempts, Jalen Hurts is only predicted to throw the ball 26.5 times tonight. And then if you go to Sam Darnold on Sunday, wherever he is, there he is. He's predicted to throw the ball 30 times. So Sam Darnold is predicted to throw the ball like 3 or 4 more times than Jalen Hurts. So it just makes absolutely no sense why his line is too low. I think by game time, this line probably bumps to around like at least 215, I would say. Like, I honestly, if this line was like 225, I wouldn't even bat an eye either. And I'd be like, yeah, it's Sam Darnold. His line should be 225. I mean, I don't know. Do people just think he's really, really bad? I think he has a decent offense. He has a decent head coach. He's in a decent situation. He's been on like 10 teams already, so he knows how to run offenses and get offenses going. And then you'll see, obviously, last year on the Vikings, he did really well. He went to the playoffs, I believe. He went to the wild card. And then, there were games where he threw for over 300 yards. So I don't know, like, why? He has good receivers. He has Cooper Kupp. He has JSN. I know I've talked about it a lot, but Sam Darnold, really solid pick. If you guys want another pick, so maybe you've already taken the Dak Prescott discount. I was actually going to give Saquon Barkley at over 19 rush attempts. Now it's at 19.5, which is funny. But what I do like is I like Jordan Mason to go under. Okay, Jordan Mason to go under. I'm going to be pretty short with it, but I just think Aaron Jones is going to be the main ball carrier, and also there's just too much talent on Minnesota to get the ball to Jordan Mason 10 times. They have Justin Jefferson, they have Jordan Addison, they had Hawkinson. JJ McCarthy is probably going to get 4 to 5 carries. Aaron Jones is probably going to get like 13, 14 carries. Jordan Mason getting 10 carries I think is a bit of a stretch, especially as the second running back for him. Again, I could be completely wrong and they come out and they just split carries and they even favor Jordan Mason, but I do think at the end of the day, Aaron Jones is going to take I would say 70%, maybe even 75% of the rushing attempts, which just leaves Jordan Mason probably being more in that like 8 or 9 range than that 10 range, okay? So this is a good pick. And then I will say also, I talked about this earlier in the week, but this is still an amazing strategy, and we're going to be doing this all year with Jalen Hurts or anyone. It could be in college football or in the NFL, but it's taking guys under and then it's taking their running back to go over rush attempts. So I obviously like this a little bit more if Barkley was at 19. But what's crazy is you guys get a full 10x for this. Okay, so this is extremely correlated, just as we talked about with earlier picks and everything that I'm talking about, hitting some of these entries with correlation. Taking unders together and overs together and such in football. You guys will see this is extremely correlated together. And I talked about this earlier in the week, like I said on Taco Tuesday. But you take Hurts under, you take Devontae Smith under, or you could even do AJ Brown under if you want to, and then you take their running back Saquon Barkley to go over rush attempts. So the more that the Eagles are running the game, the more that they are running in this game, the more they are leading in this game, they're going to run the ball more and more and more. Okay, so if you run the ball more, that's obviously going to take away opportunities from Jalen Hurts and from Devontae Smith, and then that's going to give opportunities to Saquon Barkley to run the ball. And again, in the fourth quarter, what happens when a team is winning in the fourth quarter? You run the ball over and over again. I do honestly still like this at 19.5. I was wondering when this line was going to bump up to close to 20, and because last year, guys, in that deep playoff run, obviously they won the Super Bowl, but in the playoffs, his line was at 24.5 a lot of times, and I would still sometimes take the over, which was crazy, and it would still hit. Okay, so you see, he got 31 rush attempts in a game versus Dallas last year, and the only time he went under in the playoffs was this Washington Commanders game, and he got injured in this game. He got injured in the third quarter, so they took him out. He didn't even play the whole game here, and he still had 15 rush attempts. So a lot of times his line was at like 24, 25 in the playoffs, and it doesn't make sense to me why his line is now at 19.5 when he's had the whole offseason rest. I mean, the Eagles are still the Eagles. Barkley's the best running back in the NFL, and they're going to win this game. I would say I'm like 80% sure that they're going to win this game. So they're going to run the ball more if they win this game. All right. So this is something you can also look to take if you've already taken, or if you want to be a little more risky and get a 10x. But again, I like Darnold and I like Jordan Mason under as well. If you want to take Darnold over yards and Jordan Mason under rush attempts, that could also be a nice 2-man for you. So I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. If you do want to get into the VIP, go ahead and text me the word BOVADA. This is all you have to do to get into the VIP, and you'll just text me the word BOVADA to my number on the screen, and I will give you actually a play for Sunday's game. So a game on Sunday, a money line pick, one of my favorite picks that I'm confident in. If this play misses, I will Venmo or Cash App you back the $25 that you put on this play. If the play hits, then you'll obviously get the money from Bovada, and you'll have that bet hit for you, and you'll technically double up your money because you'll put the $25 on that money line there. If you do not know where Bovada is legal, I have a helpful map for you guys here. So if your state is in the red, you guys can actually sign up for Bovada. You guys can use this promotion, and you guys can get 2 free months of the VIP. You can also sign up for Better today, and you will get a free $10. Okay, so this is actually false here. It's not play 10, it's get 30. You legitimately get a free $10, and I think they are doing away with this over the weekend. So on this weekend, you can actually by this weekend they're probably going to do away with this, but you're getting a free $10 on Better, and then all you have to do is put $5 or more into Better, and I will get you guys the months free of the VIP. Okay, so if you do not have Better, I really stress out that you get Better today or these next couple of days, because you're leaving a free $10 bill on the table if you do not sign up for Better yet. Okay, so do that, do the Bovada thing. All you have to do is text me right here, Bovada, and I'll respond to you guys within like 5 minutes, and it'll take 5-10 minutes total. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.